What did you do to become wealthy?
What did I do? I've owned 4 or 5 companies.
I'm actually in the beauty industry.
What was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
Me or the company? The company I think does, let's say it would be 8.5 billion.
Give me the best money advice you ever got throughout your career.
I go to work every day at 5 o'clock. I'm 71 years old. It's 95% perspiration and 5% luck.
Okay, so best advice I ever got was that most of the advice you got all the way up until you're probably 30 was a lie. What I was lied to about is I need a bank to go buy real estate.
Number 1.
Excuse me, sir. How old were you when you made your first million?
What is this for?
I started the biggest social media business channel in the entire world where I interviewed millionaires and billionaires all over the world on their advice to the younger generation. So I've interviewed people like Shaquille O'Neal, Mark Cuban, the CEO of Nike. What did you do to become wealthy?
What did I do? I've owned 4 or 5 companies.
What was your main business?
Started in printing, then got in the display business, then the carton business, all sorts of things. So now I'm in private equity.
Now you're in private equity.
Right.
What's the most amount of money you made in a single year?
A few hundred million. I mean, that wasn't a big company.
Do you think somebody should start or buy a business in today's world?
Definitely buy it.
Why?
Well, because, it's got a track record. Raising money, like I started with nothing. So raising money becomes very difficult if you're an entrepreneur and a new company. However, if you got a business with a track record, you can go raise money from a bank and then sort of leverage that up to the next deal.
Is it possible to buy a business without a lot of capital?
Yeah, but you've got to have your own track record. I was in the consulting business and the banks trusted me and they knew.
How did you build your relationships with banks?
I did that over a period of 4 or 5 years.
Have you ever lost money?
Oh yeah, I sure have.
Yeah.
But that's part of the learning process. If you're an entrepreneur, whether you buy a business or you start a business, you're an entrepreneur. You're really in business for yourself at the end of the day.
For people that don't understand private equity, how do you make money in private equity?
You buy companies. The private equity model is you buy a company and you use the assets of that company to borrow against those and ultimately pay those off through the cash flow of the business.
Among the most successful people that you've met throughout your career, what do they all have in common?
I think whether you're a billionaire or millionaire, most guys that get into that status are willing to take risks. That's the bottom line.
Were you a big risk taker?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What was the biggest risk you took that maybe a lot of people were telling you not to do?
My second deal, I leveraged my house, everything, to buy the company.
You put everything on the table?
I put it on.
Why did you do that?
I felt very comfortable that I'd be able to...
Were there some people telling you not to do it?
Oh, for sure.
Were you a little crazy? Just a little bit?
No, not crazy, but I think, you have to really have a lot of confidence in your ability and yourself.
Did you always have that self-belief, or did it come over time?
No, I had it. I always had it.
What is a lesson about money that banks don't want people to know?
I don't know if banks don't want you to know this, but leveraging and understanding the difference between margin and the velocity of cash.
Explain that real quick.
The Walmart model. So Walmart, they make a little bit, but they turn that cash so fast, they still make a lot of money. A lot of people don't really understand. They tie margin to how good the business ultimately is going to go. They forget the velocity of cash and the velocity of turning cash.
Did you come from a rich family?
No.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
How did you change your family's trajectory? What was your turning point to financial freedom? What did you see that made you want to stand out and go?
Well, I bought my first company. The one thing I'll leave you with, advice to anyone, it would be if you're going to get rich, there's a few ways to do it. Maybe you become a CEO of a company, which is pretty hard, but you got to own your own business. That's the way I think you're going to be successful and ultimately make money.
How old are you now?
76.
You look incredible for 76.
Well,
Thank you so much. And I'll leave you with this, because you're in private equity. What's the best investment somebody can make in today's world?
Right now, the trend is going to be manufacturing in the U.S.
Why?
Well, because I think we're going to try to onshore, and we're trying to do that more and more, but our private equity firm only buys U.S. manufacturing companies.
So you're getting into manufacturing. That's what you would do.
That's what I would continue to do.
So you can get rich doing that in today's world.
Oh, for sure.
You got amazing advice. Thank you so much, sir. I really
Thank
appreciate you.
Number 2.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, question for you. Is this your yacht? This is your yacht?
Yeah, how can I help you?
I go all over the world interviewing the most successful people. I grew a channel to 10 million followers. Do you think I could interview you real quick?
About what?
What did you do to be able to afford a yacht?
I'm actually in the beauty industry.
You're in the beauty industry?
Yes, I own a professional hair care brand that's worldwide.
How long have you been a business owner?
Well, I've been in the beauty industry 42 years, and my very first business was a 4-foot little square that I used to do hair on. So I've always been 1099 and an independent person.
Over these 42 years across your company, what was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
Over 9 figures.
9 figures? In 1 year? Could I interview you real quick?
Sure.
Is that okay?
Come aboard.
How you doing, man? Appreciate you guys. Thank you. So if you've never been on a yacht before, you gotta take your shoes off up here. Thank you so much for having us on.
No problem.
We appreciate
Thanks
that.
for coming
Thank
aboard.
you. Are you a billionaire?
Yes.
You're a billionaire.
Yes, I am.
Are you actually?
Yes.
That's incredible. What do you do differently from millionaires? That's what I want to know.
I'm Addicted. I love being an entrepreneur. I'm actually a serial entrepreneur. I have 15 companies. So it just starts compounding, and
It's a game.
It's a game, and I'm addicted. And some people say, oh, but like now you can afford leisure. Well, what's leisure? What is leisure to people? Leisure to me is really getting to do what I love, getting to share it with people I love, and obviously giving back. So that's my
Which
leisure.
is building for you.
Yes, it is.
And have you ever been broke before?
I have, many times. Our first company completely failed. We lost everything and then started It's a 10 with only one bottle because we couldn't afford anything else. And I was in that business with It's a 10 for 10 years with a partner, and I bought my partner out. I'm the only Latina female brand in the world of my size that's 100% owned by the original owner, the founder.
How many Latina billionaires are there?
You know, that's a good question. I don't really know. Probably not many.
Yeah.
Not many, especially self-made ones.
When you were coming up, when you were growing, when you were building your business, how did you know you made it?
I was actually in New York City, and we had just had a few products out, and I went in the airport, and there was a salon in there, and I walked up to the girl behind the counter and I asked her, do you carry It's a 10? And she's like, oh, I can't believe you're asking me that. And I'm thinking to myself, why? I mean, you're a salon. She said, because we just sold our last bottle, and we're actually, I'm not going to say it, another brand's salon, and we aren't supposed to be carrying It's a 10. But I told my manager we had to get it in, and we can't keep it in. It's all off the shelves, and I just love the stuff. And I said, oh, wow, I'm so glad to hear that. I actually created that company. And she said, can I hug you? I always said I was going to hug the person whoever created It's a 10. So she ran around the corner and gave me a big hug. And you know, when you find that passion, organic passion behind a brand, and you become a worldwide brand built on that organic passion, it's priceless to me.
That's a beautiful story.
Thank you.
What's your last message to the younger generation? How can somebody become a billionaire in 2025?
It's not what you have, it's what you do with what you have. And a lot of people say, oh yeah, I don't work harder, I work smarter. It's not about even working smarter. It's about being more strategic. Go where they don't go, because it's a tough market out there, but if you can bring innovation or something different to it, so zig when they zag, and literally get creative and have fun while you're doing it, because you know what, it goes fast. Been doing this my whole life, and you really have to sometimes just enjoy the moment. It's a great ride.
You got amazing advice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Such
I
a
appreciate
pleasure.
that.
Number 3.
Question for you. I have 10 million followers. I have the biggest business channel. Can I interview you for 1 minute? Credibility matters. Credibility matters. Credibility kills all bad attitudes. Remember that. My man, what do you do for a living?
I help companies navigate the regulatory and clinical pathways for their products.
So you're a business owner.
If you take any supplements or beverages, more than likely it's my client.
Actually?
Yeah.
How long have you been an entrepreneur?
A little bit longer than you.
Yeah? You said longer than a year?
A little bit longer than you.
Yeah? Can we turn this off for 1 minute real quick? What was the most amount of money that you made a single year?
Me or the company? The company I think did, let's say it would be 8.5 billion, I think last year,
8.5 billion.
give or take.
How about for yourself?
I ate every day.
8 out of 10 companies, they go out of business in today's world. What's the most common mistake you see business owners make?
CEO's ego.
Your ego is not your amigo.
Yeah, no. CEOs will fuck up a good company.
Were you good in sales?
No, I'm great in sales.
You're great at sales. What's your secret to selling? Because sales cures everything for a lot of companies.
I don't sell anything. I just find out what the client needs and I help him hit his goal.
Is there a question that you're constantly asking people?
Yeah.
Like what are you doing to get to yes? What are
Same
you
thing you asked me. You got a minute? What do you need? I'll help you get there. I'm like a fucking genie.
How about negotiating though? Because you've been at the table with some heavy hitters. You're going back and forth. What's your secret to negotiating?
There's a dollar value to everything. If I can get your product to market faster than you can, what is that worth to you? And I'll figure out what that is, how much they're going to make on that particular product within a year. And if I can save them 3 months, let's say they're going to do $12 million a year on that product launch. If I can get the product 3 months earlier, I make them an extra $3 million. If I'm charging you $300,000, then why are you bitching? It just made you $3 million.
Yeah. So it's not what it costs, it's what you get.
Yeah, it's a scale of economics.
If you lost everything tomorrow, could you make it all back?
Done it 4 times.
So you lost it before.
4 times.
How are you getting back every single time?
Same way.
Yeah. What?
Well,
What's the X factor each time that you've
it
lost?
doesn't make it. The widget's irrelevant. Policies and procedures are the exact same. You just got to do what you got to do. Treat people right, to give them a value for what they're looking for, and outwork everybody else.
Thank you so much for your time today.
You got it.
Amazing advice.
Number 4.
All right, you guys, so look, as you can see, look, we're at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. Some of the richest people in LA, they come here for business meetings and whatnot. And somebody that I interviewed before that made over $100 million, he did $2 billion in sales throughout his career, actually just pulled up to the valet. We're gonna see if we can go track him down and get a part 2 interview with him to figure out how he got rich and became one of the richest men out here in Beverly Hills. You guys, come on. Excuse me, sir. Sir, how did you become wealthy?
Motherfucker, you know. I already told you I invented gel nails.
So you're an inventor.
I'm the inventor of gel nails, yeah.
How much money did you make?
I made over $100 million in my career.
Can I get a minute of your time real quick?
Sure you can.
That
Why
cool?
not?
So give me the most life-changing advice you ever received on money that made you the 9-figure entrepreneur that you are today. Give me the best money advice you ever got throughout your career.
I go to work every day at 5 o'clock. I'm 71 years old. It's 95% perspiration and 5% luck. The best advice I can give you is keep trying, motherfucker. Get out there and do it.
When did you learn you weren't going to get rich working for anybody else?
I knew that when I was 24 years old. I knew I had to be a boss.
What's the worst financial decision you made?
The worst financial decision I ever made was probably when I met the owners of Google. They wanted me to put $5,000 into the search engine, and I beat them by handing out 1 million cards that say Google Tony Kuchar at every beauty show in the world. I should have taken that $5,000 and bought his stock, and it'd be worth a lot of money today.
What do the richest people in the world do with their money?
I'm going to tell you one thing. I grew up very poor, and I'm worth a lot of money today. The only time money's important is when you don't have it. The richest people in the world, the real rich people, they invest it. The bottom line to it is you have to invest your money. Money makes your money. That old saying is true. Once you have it, you just have to invest it and let the money make your money.
What was that investment vehicle that made you the most amount of money?
I would say 2 things. I was the most successful out of my business. One was tax-free bonds. When everybody wanted to go in the stock market, when I was 30 years old, they told me you can get a 12% return. I looked at California state tax-free bonds, paid 5%. I've been doing that. I started with $2 million. I have it up to $50 million in tax-free bonds. Never cashed one in. It's guaranteed by the state of California. The other is industrial real estate. When I was in Inc. magazine in 1987, the number 1 guy was Mitch Schlossberg. He was in Cleveland, and I stayed up with him until 3 o'clock in the morning. He asked me if I was gay. I said, why do you think I'm gay? He said, well, you won't leave my room. I said, I never met anybody my age that's 100 times richer than me, smarter than me. Teach me real estate. He said, I'll teach you real estate. I said, buy investment property, put 50% down, never leverage it, never sell it. I said, well, how the fuck do you make money? He said, you idiot. Your mortgage goes down, your payments go up on the property, and you give it to your kids. That's why it's called real estate.
You know they don't teach that in school, right?
They don't teach that in school, but they do teach it in Hard Knocks,
Right.
in the School of Hard Knocks, because that's why people are listening here, because they want to see successful people.
How important was the entity structuring when you were building your company?
The energy structure for building it,
Yeah.
it was very important.
Did you have an LLC when you started your business?
I didn't have an LLC, it was a partnership at the time, but I gave
Was that a mistake not having the entity structure?
I should have had an LLC. You should always have an LLC for
Why?
liability. If you get sued, you don't want them to take your house, your car, and all your personal. But the key is, again, everybody should do it when you go in business. You never know if a kid is going to swallow something and you're going to get sued. An LLC is what covers you. They could sue your corporation, and thank God you can bankrupt that corporation and still keep your personal assets. So why wouldn't you do it?
I tell everybody this, the most affordable way to start a business in today's world and start an LLC is through a company that I use. It's called Busy. And it allowed us to start a business overnight, not years like everybody thinks it takes. And we built a multi-million-dollar business in just a couple of years.
It's very important.
I love that. In a sense, you don't even really need a lawyer.
You don't need a lawyer, no.
You got amazing advice, Tony.
Thank you very much.
so much
Thank
for
you.
your time. Hey,
And you got amazing following.
Hey, but guess what though? We got to make some money together.
Oh, I've been trying with you, kid.
Hey, how much are we gonna make together?
I got ideas for you that will blow your mind.
How much? How much can we make?
I don't know what you're making now, but I think you can make 50, 60 million a year with my ideas.
Let's make it happen.
Number 5.
Who am I here with today?
Pace Morby.
And for those that don't know, what industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
I started in construction and I ended up getting in a way better industry, real estate and lending.
And why was real estate your vehicle? Out of all the businesses, the industries you could have been in, why did you end up in real estate?
I found that real estate was the only guaranteed way to be successful. There's a lot of ways to gamble with money. Real estate's not gambling, it's guaranteed. Scientifically proven, numbers have shown for hundreds of years, real estate is the most guaranteed investment you could make.
How long have you been in real estate for?
I've been in real estate for 12 years. I was a contractor touching real estate for 10 years prior to that.
So let me ask you this, throughout your career, what was the most amount of money that you've made in a single year?
Most money I made was $15 million after taxes and everything else.
After taxes?
After taxes, yeah.
That's for yourself?
That's for myself, yeah. My company that year, I think we did like $115 million, something like that.
So did you have to pay a lot of money in taxes?
$0 in taxes. So because I'm a real estate investor, we take advantage of the IRS code. The IRS code allows me as a real estate investor to pay $0 in federal income taxes. Of course, I pay property taxes and I pay, I have employees and I pay employment tax. I pay all those kind of taxes, but federal income, I have not paid $1 in federal income tax in 7 years.
How is that possible?
The way it's possible is the IRS rewards you as a real estate investor and says, hey, if you invest in real estate and you provide affordable housing to the United States, we will reward you with tax benefits that make it so you pay $0 in federal income tax.
So is there a certain piece of real estate or a piece of property that you should be looking to buy in that case?
Any real estate works. You can do any piece of real estate. You can even do RV parks where it's primarily land that you don't even have really any buildings on. You could buy multifamily properties. You could buy hotels. You could buy single family. It does not matter. Any piece of real estate will allow you to avoid taxes.
This is legal.
It's not just legal. It's written in the IRS code. They're encouraging you to do it. The IRS wants you to do it because they're wanting you to provide affordable housing to the United States. I mean, look what the United States does. They don't know how to provide affordable housing to our own country. You look at LA right now, they took state tax dollars and built a big high rise for homeless people, and they spent $600,000 per one unit. I could have done that thing for $75,000. So the government is not good at using our money, and so the IRS knows that, and they reward us to deploy our capital and provide affordable housing.
Now, your business did over $100 million in a single year, consistently.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. How did you scale from 8 to 9 figures?
Secret to scaling is two things. Number one, I can't do it on my own, so of course I need to delegate to high-level people. Pay people a lot of money, you'll attract a really high-quality people. If you pay peanuts, you'll get monkeys. Okay, remember that. If you pay peanuts, you'll get monkeys. So good quality people, high-quality paycheck. That's number one. Number two is get partners that are the polar opposite of you. So my partner Josiah is the polar opposite of me. I like to be on stage, write books, do all the content. I inspire people. I attract employees to our team. He goes out and manages those people, runs the payroll, runs the books, make sure everything's taken care of so I can do my job. So very similar to your guys' structure, you have partners that are doing different things. For me, give up a portion of your ownership in your company to somebody who's the polar opposite and brings different skills to the table.
I'd rather have a slice of the pie than 100% of a grape.
All day. I tell people that all the time. I'd rather have one bite of a watermelon than one grape.
Now, as a 9-figure entrepreneur, what was the best financial advice that you ever received?
Okay, so best advice I ever got was that most of the advice you got all the way up until you're probably 30 was a lie. And the reason why that person told you that lie is because they were also lied to. And specifically, what I was lied to about is I need a bank to go buy real estate. I need a loan to go buy real estate. I need credit. I need money. Guys, I have $500 million in my portfolio and I've never used a bank. I don't use credit. I've literally never had my credit pulled. I don't use any of my own money. I just get creative finance. I do everything creative finance. That was the greatest piece of advice I got. It was so good, I thought it was a scam. I had to read like 5 different books and go ask 100 different people before I believed that it was possible for me. That was the greatest piece of advice, is that everything you thought about acquiring businesses, vehicles, buildings for yourself, your own house, real estate portfolios, literally no bank, no credit, no cash, none of that crap is needed at all.
How is that possible?
We go to sellers that are trying to retire, typically. So like an apartment building, a seller's owned for 30 years. He wants to retire and he wants us to give him a monthly check every single month. And he says, I don't want to deal with the property anymore. And if he sold it on the market for cash, he'd have a big capital gains tax. And so when he sells it to us on seller finance, he lets us make payments to him and he becomes the bank. Then I have no bank needed, I have no credit needed, and I have no money out of my pocket either. I can just start making payments to him. Where do my payments come from? From the tenants that are staying in the property. One of our best ones is 160 units, brings in like $160,000 a month after the payment to the seller, taxes, insurance, the management, all the repairs, everything. Our company brings in $53,000 a month on one property. $53,000 a month net in our pocket with no credit, no bank, and no money out of our pocket, not even a dollar.
What's the deepest life quote you've ever heard?
One of my favorite quotes is, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still, which means stop trying to convince the world around you to believe in your vision. They're just going to dig deeper that they're not going to believe in your vision. Go find the people that already believe in you and double down on those relationships. What I did for the longest time is I tried to get my friends and my family to believe in what I was doing, and I wasted years. So again, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still, which means if they don't believe in you today, they're never going to believe in you. Move on, go get a different relationship, and believe in yourself.
What was the lowest point in your life?
Lowest point of my life, man, I've had some low ones. I've had my brother's hung himself, my brother that I shared a room with my whole life. My brother got addicted to fentanyl, and my brother took his own life. That was a low moment. That same year, my wife and I got divorced. I had a member of my family go to prison for 2 years, and I had to pay for the bills of his family while he was in prison. That was a low moment in my life. I wrote a suicide letter to my family, and I was like, I'm going to drive a car car into a semi-truck head on. And I was gonna kill myself. I was about your age, 23, 24 years old. And my mom called me that day and checked in on me. She said, hey, I don't know why I should have checked on you today, but I just want to let you know I love you and check in on you. And I didn't kill myself. And here we are, 600 employees and $100 million a year in revenue. I'm grateful I didn't kill myself.
So in other words, you got to reach out to those people that are around you, checking on them, make sure that they're doing good.
Yeah, I mean, look in your phone and reach out to people every once, not just New Year's, not just Christmas. Text people that are your friends and just thank them for being your friends and get around people. Like, what's cool is I was just in your guys' group, doing a Zoom call with your guys' community, and it was really cool to see how everybody's networking with each other, encouraging each other, and helping each other out with mindset. Guys, get a part of these guys' community. Go join their community. Get involved and get around people that are doing more than you are, and they'll inspire you. And the number one thing I learned is that people better than you will give you permission to become better yourself. Your parents, the people you go to church with, they're not giving you permission to do that. They're telling you to be humble. They're telling you to be quiet. They're telling you to be grateful for what you have. Guys, I can be grateful for what I have and still want more. And the way to do that is get into a community like what you guys have.
You got amazing advice, brother.
Thank you
so
brother.
much for your
Appreciate
time.
you.
I appreciate you, man. That was excellent.
Yes.